Hello, Samantha. I'm Karen Pereira from Times of India. Lovely to meet you.
Great to meet you, Karen. Thank you for talking to me.
It was an absolute pleasure watching this series. So tell
Brilliant.
me, how much did you enjoy playing Queen Catherine in this one?
I loved it. I really loved it. It was lots of hard work, a very long, grueling shoot, but it was lots of fun and challenging and emotionally rewarding. It's a great role, a really, really great role. Thank you.
Okay. And what was the most enjoyable part about playing the Serpent Queen?
I think playing the Serpent Queen, every aspect of it, because, how often do we get in life to play somebody like that, somebody that was the daughter of a shopkeeper who was hated in her own country because of her name. And then she is a child bride. She's sent to France as a very young girl and is hated there because she's Italian, and everybody's trying to kill her all the time. And she has to use her wits to survive, And then the show starts when she's very young, and you see the brilliant Liv Hill play young Catherine. And I mean, she's extraordinary. And then I take the reins, and then you see me explaining my story to a young servant girl. And there's something in that, and you're not quite sure what's happening, but then all will be revealed. So it's an epic story, one that is, historically as factual as we can make it at this point. But it's still contemporized. It is a period piece. It is a costume drama. But the writer, Justin Hayth, who's the director and the showrunner, an extraordinary man, it was very important to him to make it relatable to an audience, a modern day audience. So they didn't feel that they were just so removed from it, that it was like a tableau, that it was this beautiful, frilly, beautiful thing. It was like, no, it's quite gutsy and in your face. And, it's very, very proud to be part of it.
Speaking of Liv, you're both portray the same character at different points in her life, but you'll bring this unition to your portrayal. How did you all go about that?
Well, the first thing was I was in New York shooting the Darren Aronofsky film The Whale, so I wasn't around to meet her in person, but we were also filming in COVID, which meant that everything was very tricky. So they didn't really want everybody meeting up anyway outside of filming. So we had lots of Zooms where we talked about our interpretation of Catherine, how it feels to fall in love for the first time, how it feels to be young, how it feels to be female, how we don't have often control of our lives, how women don't have power in the world, how, we are second-class citizens globally, and lots of conversations like that. And we're both from the Midlands in England. We're not from expensive drama schools. We're not from London. We don't come from that world. And so both of us had, I think, a very earthy, very grounded way, a very instinctive way of performing Catherine, that it wasn't a performance that, I'm not a very technical actor. It's all about instinct and feeling and trying to be in the moment and find the character and let them live through me. And I think that's something that Liv does brilliantly. I have to say, obviously my daughter is a very, very wonderful young actress, but I think Liv, it's hard because but Liv's extraordinary.
You have played Mary, Queen of Scots before.
Yeah.
And now you play her mother-in-law. Which character do you relate to more, and why?
Oh, it wasn't about relating to any of them. They were both really juicy roles and really great. And I loved playing both of them. I loved playing Mary, Queen of Scots, because, I loved working for Shekhar Kapur. He was somebody that I'd wanted to work with for a long time, since an earlier film that he was doing that I, was meant to do and I didn't end up doing. So it was just an honor to work with him. And then to play Catherine is, again, I'm 45 years old, and I love playing, complex, comprehensive women who are nuanced, and their story is told, with dignity and, interest. And I'm very proud of it.
this is a historical drama, but you kind of broke the first wall, in the fourth wall. How did you think this changed the whole narrative towards this story? And also at a time when, you have so many strong females taking over television, whether it's WandaVision, House of the Dragon, Lord of the Rings. Is it a good time to be a woman in cinema?
Okay, so firstly, breaking the fourth wall felt very exciting because Catherine, when she's older, is someone that she's very tricky to read because she's like playing a very complicated game of chess with life. Everybody's trying to kill her. Everybody wants her gone. And so she has to be, like have a poker face. So when I break the fourth wall and Catherine turns and talks to the audience, that's her talking from her heart, and going, can you believe this? Or what would you do? Or, it's like this kind of lovely internal dialogue. In regards to the other shows that are being made, I haven't seen those shows. I think that The Lord of the Rings is written by a man, predominantly, there are female roles, but it's predominantly male show. I don't know if it's a female director or a male director there. The Game of Thrones prequel, again, fantasy, written, it's a male, there's female characters in it. I don't see it as a totally female story. WandaVision, slightly different, but again, a two-hander with a man. This is original, it's really only about the women.
So finally, for my last question, this show ends leaving you wanting so much more to know how this thing plays out even more. I know it's a mini series, but can we expect more? And you being an advocate for children and the environment, if you were queen for a day, what royal decree would you bring upon this world?
Great question, Karen. I think firstly, I'm not sure if there'll be any more. I think if the audience like it and the people that make the show want to make some more, then we've got more to tell, because when we finish this season, it's only the beginning of the Serpent Queen. There's so much more to tell in her life, obviously. It's quite interesting. And if I were queen for the day, it's tricky because it's whether I would be queen globally is a complex matter, or whether I'd be queen of England, where I live. But I would end violence towards women and children. I would make it a criminal offence to harm children physically, sexually, emotionally, and I would combat online crime in regards to women and children and the exploitation of women and children.
That's my time. Thank you. It was so wonderful chatting with you.
You too, Karen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, take good care. Thank you for your time.